Are you afraid AI is going to take over your job? But what if I told you AI could be your friend? Your best friend? Perhaps even your co-pilot? You see, with the right mindset and the right skill set, you can use AI to freaking 10x your productivity. Together, we can become unstoppable forces in the tech industry. So when I was 14, man, big boy, when I was a big 14-year-old, um, I'd been programming for up to 3 years at that point. I knew basic iteration, basic functions, basic object-oriented programming, basic SQL. All I wanted to do was build apps. I wanted to use my knowledge for good. But deep down, I wanted to prove to my family and my friends that I was much more than a fucking potato. I didn't want to spend my day coding. I wanted to build things. I wanted to build tools for people. Not just say I could code in Java. The thing is, I didn't have much time growing up. I spent most of my young age watching stupid television shows, being distracted by the media circus, going to school, going to extra classes, going to music class, you name it. It ached me, it hurt me that I couldn't spend much time developing. The pressures of high school, the pressures of becoming something better, becoming popular really did a number on me. But somehow, I realized that programming and developing software didn't want to leave me. It kept propping back up. I kept thinking about it while taking a shit, while taking a shower. It was always there for me. But things really changed when I realized I didn't always need to be at a computer to program. I did not need to have a computer in front of me to become a software engineer. You see, at the time I was working on my first e-commerce project, like my first web app. I was working on my first store ever, like actually building a real store, not like a dropshipping store. I was like young at this point, 15 or something. I realized that most of the time spent as a kid in front of the computer writing code was spent thinking and writing things down. I can basically spend 99% of the time thinking about the solution. I can spend a little sliver of time implementing the code. I have this very fond memory of being at the haircut salon, at the barber shop, and me sitting down, getting an idea for the e-commerce store I was developing, and I really needed to write it down. Mid haircut, I asked the barber to get me a napkin and a pen. I needed to write down that fucking idea on a piece of paper. I couldn't memorize it. I was a dumb fuck. Still distracted by social media. But anyways, that memory of getting that napkin and getting that pen, writing down that idea, spending all of that brain compute, solving problems. Like I look back at it and I think, yeah, that is what a productive developer does. Ever since then, I've resonated so much with that fucking great quote. If I have 1 hour to cut down a tree, I will spend 55 minutes sharpening my axe and then 5 minutes chopping that tree down. So this brings us to today. I obviously want to build more and more tools for people, but deep down, I felt useless. You see, I was working at Amazon a few months ago, and I would continuously scroll Twitter, feeling so jealous, so bitter, just because I couldn't build the services that they were building. I was very sad. I mean, don't get me wrong, what I was doing at AWS was pretty cool, but it didn't have the impact that I wanted to have. So I decided to leave. This whole chatgpt thing was booming. I kept hearing it, kept seeing it all over Twitter. Even my dad asked me. And you know it's serious when your dad asks you what a new trend is. I played around with it so much. I realized it can also help me with code because, I'd been using Copilot for such a long time. GitHub Copilot. I don't know if you guys know it, but Copilot basically helps you fucking code shit on the fly. It's like an extension for your coding environment, and so you can autocomplete code. Okay, so ChatGPT is built off of the same engine that Copilot is built off of. So I thought to myself, I can make this shit write code. If I prompt the GPT well enough, I can make it write code exactly how I wanted to write it. Like I'm talking paragraphs of code. So I immediately went on there. I opened a Google Doc. I created the best prompt I could possibly create, defining exactly what I needed from ChatGPT to do. Exactly like how I did as a child, thinking about the structure, the layouts, the functions that were needed, without doing the mundane medial tasks. And before you knew it, ChatGPT delivered on that shit. Obviously, there were a few mistakes here and there, but I fixed it. And before you knew it, I had a working solution. And people loved it. They really liked it. And obviously it was like a micro SaaS at that point. But the potential was fucking amazing. I realized that the future doesn't rely anymore on scripters or programmers or simple programmers to update functions here and there. Rather, the future shall be built upon developers like us that use these tools to orchestrate software development. Gone are the days where junior developers exist. Gone are the days where we need to write boring functions. We need to become ambitious visionaries, big picture thinkers that use tools like chatgpt to orchestrate complex software systems. I was really mind blown. I didn't even have to code that much. I knew the basics, I knew some basic deployment and infrastructure stuff, and that's pretty much it. I saved probably 80% of my time. Magic, man. I've come across so many toxic developers in my time. People who only care about compensation, about getting promoted, about being so bureaucratic, political. Those developers that create software that not even are useless for society but actually harm it. So many tools that we use today like Instagram, Facebook, etc. These are platforms that zap the life energy and the life force from young boys and young girls. Do you want to be like those developers? I hope not. I hope we can strive to be those developers that create robust ecosystems. We have it in us. We have the power to create software from our own hands. And I wish we use that shit for good. We can't be like them. We can't be like those developers that are fucking lazy, that drink sugary mocha lattes before going to work. We're not gonna be like those developers that wake up in the morning and look at their agenda and get happy because they're only meetings that day and they don't have to code. Oh, I'm so happy they're just meetings. I don't have to code anymore. Bitches. Those developers that get happy, that they get paid to just sit around and do nothing. We are the developers that strive to bring change within society. We understand that the more that we improve ourselves, the more that we sharpen our personalities, the more charming we get, the more visionary we behave, the better that it is for society. We want our tools to be used by society, no? We want them to cheer us on. We are just as important as doctors and lawyers. Everybody around you uses apps and software and hardware. It is up to us to make sure that this revolution, this AI revolution, goes smoothly. We can't rely on those lazy developers. We can't rely on those developers that get sad because they're making $1 million and their life sucks. Those bitches, no offense. I don't have anyone particular in mind. Don't take it personally. But we should strive to create better, beautiful systems for society. This AI revolution will change the game. And I hope you join me. Click the link below to join our Discord community and join our clan of developers that want to become charming, irresistible, irreplaceable, top 1% engineers. Okay? Life is a gift given by the gods to make a proper use of it. Peace out. I love you. Take care.